Hi guys, Bolt here once again. We're going to be diving into WARNO and we got a replay commentary. I have a lot of games that I haven't done a recording of, as in I didn't record it live. So there's going to be quite a lot of replay commentaries coming your way. And I am thinking of going through the Army General. I just know from experience, like from past experiences with campaigns from any game, is that the first episode will do really well, second episode will only get like 30% of the views the first one got, and then it just halves every time I post another episode. So to be very honest with you, I don't think it's worth my time, because it is already quite limited. But I don't know, maybe we can, maybe we will. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, I got for you a 3v3 here. We're playing on Urban Front Lines. We got Mo, Neo, and Sup on NATO. We got Captain Price, yours truly, and Pazuzu on red. So we got 27th going middle, Big Girth, which is the 6th Motor key going left. And we got the another 27 going right side. So I'm going to be keeping it on my point of view, so I can give you guys kind of a live commentary on, you know, my thoughts whenever I spot something and my actions. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. So, just looking at all the orders that are given to my units, as I'm going left, I'm going for quite a defensive initial strategy. All of these are basically recon units that I'm sending. But we got the Aufklär that come in the BMP-1s, which are also recon on their own. Actually pretty good recon too. I mean, good optics, mediocre stealth. That's all you know. 80 gems, machine gun, and a 73 mil. That's not too bad. And we got 4 of those. So we're unloading and then we're moving the BMP somewhere else, so that we have a nice coverage of recon all across the front line there. Now we got Captain Price going middle. He's buying a lot of BMP-3s and just tanks. A lot of Motostrelakis. Close range Motostrelakis, I should add. Although it is kind of quite a ranged engagement all up in here. So these buildings would have been great for ATGMs, for example, but also these ones for manpads, and even these small apartment complexes would actually be nice for ATGMs. This one is a really good one. So right side, Pazuzu is up against the 5th Blinde, played by Sub. And spoiler alert, Pazuzu gets the most kills in this game. Something happened over there that I really did not even, you know, I didn't even realize, basically. But BMP-2 got a really nice Conqueror's hit on the Sir Blinde. We got 2 more BMP-2s going at it. These are really, really nice ones with the 30mm autocannon and a really nice ATGM there. And if you have 2 of those, that's gonna do some damage. 27th is definitely one of the better ones. So on the left, we encounter a 50 cal truck that is immediately destroyed. And we start whipping out some regular infantry, so we got Machutsen going there. With BMP-1Ps, and we're basically just loading up the place with those. We're just getting a lot of recon, a lot of BMPs, and we just bought some more recon units. Resvetka that come in the UAC with the KPV, always nice to have. Now we get a command unit, Jägerführer, which we're gonna unload here to start taking advantage of that forward position. I didn't buy command in the beginning, which did make us bleed a bit of points, but not too bad. But yeah, 5th Blinde is not good at these ranged engagements, so I'm not quite sure why he's using commandos on the front line instead of just not relying much on infantry, I would say, because it's against 27th, you're not gonna win with infantry. Tanks is where it's at for the 5th Blinde with the autocannons, but that is quite a difficult toss-up. 27th is arguably better than 5th Blinde, but it's also a bit situational. It kind of depends on what type of map and terrain you're playing on. So over here, Mo has National Guard Scouts and Fireteam Dragon and a Stinger team, good combo of units, together with a 50 cal truck, with the BMP, together with this guy with the Malyutkas and the Conquerors team. Just immediately destroy that thing. There's not even a chance. But I'm basically just trying to take over this position because from there we have a really nice line of sight. We do have helicopters, but because of that Stinger, We gotta be careful with that. So I'm trying to just get rid of that guy. So over here, Schmoe is still moving up some units. We make short work of these. They're just getting blasted from all angles. So we have a BMP there, we have another one there, we have another one here. They're doing pretty good. Command Abram being spotted up there is a little bit worrying, because with that they have taken over that zone and made themselves +3 right there. So yeah, BMP is really nice to have. We're out of range of the dragon teams, apart from this guy, but he is out of line of sight, so this is a perfect position. But this guy can just keep going at it. Not even a problem. So the KPV here is within range of the dragon teams, so he's going to be fired at and unfortunately not survive. As for on the left, we have taken out that manpad, which enables us to move up our helicopter, unload the Metis team. Actually, manpad is still alive, never mind. But we did get hit. I immediately landed that thing to not get hit again, because a Stinger is probably not gonna miss. I'm just waiting for that to be taken out. Ooh, Strike Eagle coming in. This is where the pain kind of begins, because they have 4 GBUs that they can drop, which means they can drop twice. So there goes the first one. There goes that T80 command. There is barely any AA in the middle here, apart from some manpads. And that plane actually does make it out. Anyways, going back to the left. Stinger team is now in CQC with Aufklär. All the other ones are on 1 HP as well, so that's gonna go quite easy. And with that we take it out, which means the helicopter can be used if we need to. So at this point, there's a couple of tanks now, which is a bit problematic because we have not a single tank to deal with these. So one BMP is lost immediately to an M1 IP. So I do move the other ones away a little bit. This guy did fire a Mayonaise. I wonder if that's gonna hit. Oh, almost. So an Eagle coming in. It does unfortunately take out the Mi-8, and we unfortunately do not manage to shoot it down, which really sucks. That's 4 shots that were just a total miss. But we bring out the Mi-8 with more Jaeger teams. Rocket's doing a lot of damage. I love using those. And we finally bring out some Conkers. We get some long-range anti-tank there. So we got a decent position here, and I like to spread out my units like this and just fill in the gaps with whatever I think it's missing. So we buy another buck, we buy some supplies, we get the Conkers up here, we get more supplies up to the front line. And speaking of supplies, we don't have a single fob, which is definitely an issue for this game in particular. So right side, Pazuzu is in control of the area. I wouldn't say firmly in control, but if we just go into neutral mode, the 5th Blinde is doing pretty good at just slowly building up. Yeah. I do wonder why Sub is going for these kind of units with escort PCs and AMX-10s, because these guys don't have anything except the FAMAS, which is not really a good idea in my opinion. So going back here, Conkers has done some damage on the command tank. We hit the other M1 IP. So 2 tanks damaged, he decides to fall back, which is good for us, and we get some more AT gems. So I'm just trying to lock this place down, and we have a really nice line of sight from all these buildings. So that's going to be great. As for the left, the plan is kind of to try to take these areas. It's not really important for us to do so, but it does enable us to put more AA closer to the front line. Which will make the enemy think about using planes anywhere here, because if they bank like that, they're going to fly all over that AA. If they bank left, they're going to fly over the middle, which hopefully will have some AA, but there's literally not a single AA unit bought by Captain Price. Captain Price was playing very passive in this game, kind of just sitting on units, not really using much infantry, but mainly IFVs, which is okay, you know what, it's fine, you're playing 27th, fair enough. But you have a lot of good infantry. Buy infantry. Build this gap up. because I am very far on the front line, and I'm gonna keep pushing. And you're gonna see why the passiveness of Price is gonna be a problem there. Later in the game, that is. So Fire Team Dragons, pretty good units to be putting in these positions, but unfortunately for them, we have a lot of units that outrange the Dragon teams, and we do finally bring in a tank. Now the tank is, if you pay attention, gonna be out of range when it goes around that corner. So you really need to use the line of sight tool here. In the best way possible. Now that BMP might actually move a little bit too close. Yep, it did. And you're gonna see that the Dragon team immediately opens up on that. And we're gonna lose that to the Dragon teams and the Bradleys. They would have probably taken that out instead. So Seaplanes on the left, in combination with Strike Eagles. I do wonder how he saw that buck. That scout apparently just sees it all, which really sucks. Yeah, I didn't expect that unit to have that good of a recon capability there. So we do open up our AA after the seaplane flies over. But unfortunately, we are not successful at taking out the Strike Eagle, and actually gets the other buck as well. So that halves our AA capabilities there. Very painful. At least we get some hits in, which means they're gonna be out of commission, but yeah, that kinda hurt. So, we are slowly creeping up. We have more Jaeger teams on the front. We have Aufklär on the front. We're getting more manpads now to deal with those planes. This buck is gonna go back here to rearm, so is this guy. We have an MI-26 on the front line to deal with any supply shortages. As you can see, the amount of Bradleys are quite a challenge for us. Once again, Captain Price just looking over, has nothing on the front line except 3 mortars, 2 grads, and not a fob. So I wonder how useful that is gonna be. If you're not planning to push after RDing something, you might as well not push. So another Strike Eagle coming in, flying straight over our manpads. I wonder if we do get some hits. We hit him twice, but he just survives, man. That thing is a beast. So the tank is on station, T-64. Doing pretty good. Metis team firing away, getting that Bradley taken out, and the fire teams are just not gonna last against the firepower we got. So we get more units. So the BMP-1 PG, probably one of my favorite units to have, because they have the grenade launcher and the Fagot M ATGMs, which are pretty good. You know, decent accuracy on these things. The pen isn't great, but the accuracy, you know, if you just get a couple hits on a tank, that's gonna mess that tank up. So right side, Pazuzu is doing really well. He has a nice line of, you know, BMPs and Conkers. These are just gonna one-tap most of these French tanks. The Conkers M does a ton of damage. 23, which is incredible. But honestly, the main fight is over here. I am the furthest on the field. Well, the closest to the enemy, I should say. We do try to save these Conkers, which we are successful at. And we have 1 Conkers that can still hold the line down. And send some ATGMs flying at these tanks. And we, man, almost hit that command tank there too. Which would have been great, wouldn't it? So the Metis team here, the T-64, they all lob some ATGMs at these guys. We almost stunned that command tank. We have more Conkers on the way. Luckily, finally, we get a hit on one of them. But now, with the amount of ATGMs we got, including the Fagot ATGMs, these tanks are in trouble. We almost destroyed that guy. And yeah, they're out. They're out of there. So with that, our push begins. So we have Motostrelkis moving up. We're going to be taking over these buildings, which means we can actually take over that zone. And as you can see, we're about 1,000 points behind right now. With Captain Price still not moving a single unit on the front line. Quite literally, nothing is moving. Which really made me think, how many points do you have? That's what I would have wanted to know. Like, he must have been floating at least 3,000 points. So big artillery strike on the right side, but Pazuzu has a good amount of units here. Jaguar AT, one of my favorite units as well, because of their high altitude air-to-ground capabilities there. Means they're usually out of AA range. And if you use them like a seed plane, meaning don't right-click on an enemy unit, but just fly it over, and just move it away the moment it fires, you're, one, going to be out of AA range, and two, probably still going to kill someone. But we destroyed that PVADs with the tank that we had, and with that our helicopters can now move in. That's something we planned actually, because I didn't see any manpads on this line, apart from one PVAD for AA. So as soon as we cleared that up, these helis can now move in and do quite a lot of damage there, and clear out all of that infantry. That's why I love these MIA transports. They can just do absolute... They can just cause carnage on the front line. There you go, everything is just getting deleted. Fire teams are gone. And there you go. That's our job done. And we move these guys back, and we rearm them. So we get a cluster bomber, because we spotted all these tanks here. Thanks to this Aufklärer, I think. Or one of these guys, I don't know. Might have been this guy, actually. But we keep an eye on them, because they are still on the move. And people usually don't like to move their units that far away. I'm thinking he's probably going to hold it here somewhere, maybe move it, you know, back to that forest, perhaps. So we do keep this guy around. And I mean, we have recon around, so I moved this guy into that building in the hopes that he can then spot something. But we do have a push by Captain Price now in the middle, but he gets absolutely demolished by the Fallschirmjägers that have the Panzerfaust 3. And there's also two heavy tanks there, and that command tank gets destroyed. But there's nothing... There's so many units that are just not being used. It's... He didn't play his best game this game, let's just put it that way. That's all we need to make note of. So a couple AT gems firing away at us. These are dragons, I can tell by the amount of damage they do. And with that, we do actually shove a CV in that zone. Look at that. So Fireteam Dragons against Machutsen and a T-64BV, we're gonna be absolutely fine. We do accidentally move into range of those guys, but I am not that worried about it. They're not gonna be able to destroy that tank. We have another one here firing away at him. And we have the Metis team at the Bradley. Oof. Almost hit that thing. That was close. But with that, we actually managed to put it on +2. So on the left, I am doing a push. We got some Jaeger Metis teams moving up, some BMPs. We're just moving everything up at this point because we did get a tow in there. And I just need to try to get these buildings, because when we do that, we can kind of cut off this open area here. So cluster bomber, I called it in for that Bradley, because I really want to stop that push. And we do manage to destroy that before it manages to get in there. So another Eagle coming over, flying over 2 bucks. I have to put a command next to these next time. Out of 4 missiles, 1 of them hits. He flies over our manpads. And finally, we do manage to destroy it. I think thanks to... probably this manpad, actually. Yeah, next time I have bucks on the ground, I need commands next to them. Speaking of commands, the Abram command has decided to move up again. But as you can see, we have a lot of AT gems there. And we're trying to be careful with our tanks here, because we have no supplies apart from the ones in our deck. Mi-26 is being used to resupply the helis, which in hindsight probably not a great idea, because they suck supplies. Yeah, 128, so let's say 300 supplies every time I use one of them. So that's like about 1,000, 1,100 supplies each time. So we do spot these tanks now, thanks to our forward position here. And guess what we're gonna do with this guy? Oh yeah. That's 3 tanks destroyed. And a supply. Ooh. Yeah, Pazuzu's having a hard fight here. Looks like Moe is helping out with his seaplanes. That's gonna take out one Tunguska there. Another seaplane from the 5th Blinde being used. And with that, we are doing a push. But this is where the problem kind of starts, because Price is not pushing at all into the middle. He has managed to let the enemy here dig in with ungodly amount of units. There's no way to push this out in the time we have left, and with the units that he has, that are still just chilling here the entire game, by the way. So what happens when I push this zone is, well, Neo's gonna help him out. Because he doesn't need these units here, because Price isn't moving anyways. So all of these can then flood on my flank and destroy my positions. And I was doing so good. I was pushing up very aggressively. We have a good unit composition here. We have places we can fall back towards. And yeah, it's a very sad day here. So let's just go into neutral. Yep, you can see the first units being redirected. So 2A3s, Martyrs. These guys are repairing. They're gonna be moving up. But yeah, let this kind of be a demonstration of why you should always keep the pressure on the enemy. Because if you don't, they're gonna be moving elsewhere. And you're gonna be in trouble. So upon seeing these guys, I fall back with that T-64. That is not worth it. We need every single unit alive for as long as possible. I wonder who's gonna win that AT-Gem trade. Ooh, we hit... Oh, okay, that was a good trade. That was a draw. We take those. T-64 versus M1IP. We missed. It looks like we're gonna be able to fall back. But hey, at least, you know, we got a bit of a +1 tick there with that. But right side, we keep losing the right side, although Pazuzu has really good control over the right. It might not look like it, but there's no way 5th Blinde can push through this anytime soon. I mean, it looks cool, but it doesn't really do anything. That push would have been more useful on this zone. So we once again move in our helis. We do destroy that command tank, which is a good kill, but we lose ours to a side shot from a TOW2, which is very unfortunate. Pretty good fight so far though. It's quite intense. Now, once again, looking at the front line, we are so far into the enemy territory. Like this, around here is the middle. Like this area. We are really close, well, much closer to the enemy side. In the middle, we're much closer to our side. Again, no idea why Captain Price is chilling with his units there. It really drove me nuts. But that basically, once again, means that I am now getting double teams. Because we got Mr. Moe and Neo attacking me. Look at that, that's all Neo's units. So we're about to get 2v1 here, big time. And then there just isn't really much you can do besides falling back. So I do try to hold my forward position here. Try to do as much damage as we can with our tanks. We load in our Conquerors into defensive positions. We keep our helis around, you know, we unload some more Jaeger teams. Try to deal as much damage as we can, which we do. I mean, we do quite a bit of damage there. We get some rocket planes to blast those buildings. But there's only so much you can do with what you got. So M1 IP there getting hit quite badly. Oh, that was a rough one. That guy's not gonna survive, unfortunately, unless he hits this shot. Which he did. There's one more in the back. That's probably gonna deal the final killing blow. Nope. We decide to smoke it and fall back. That is probably the best thing you can do. Let's see what the Conquerors can do here. Maybe a side shot on a Leopard 1A1. Keeps getting confused by the amount of tanks here. Let's see what we get. Oh man. Oh, it's going for the Gepard? Nope, that's a miss. Quite unfortunate. So, I'll give Captain Price this. He did manage to kind of plug this gap here a little bit, so that is good. But here is completely open still. Right side, we are now under control. I did mark here for Pazuzu the CAPT because we're just bleeding points. Oh man, the amount of BMPs we got here, trying to hold off the double team. F4F coming in. Again, we just hit him once. The Bucks are not doing it this game. 55% accuracy. Definitely not good enough with these. We gotta either upvet them or... like maybe upvet and put him next to a command. We might just have to do that and just rely on 2 Bucks. We might make some changes to our deck there. But yeah, our Mi-26, our only supply dump, once again being used on Mi-8s. They did do quite a good job, but in hindsight, kind of a waste of supplies on helis. Ooh, good hit on the M1 IP there. Got a nice ATGM hit by something here. But our BMPs are doing pretty good, honestly. We just need to like hit every couple ATGMs so that he stays stunned. Fuel explosion even on that thing. But at this range, we don't really have the firepower. Ooh. I don't think I've ever seen a 73mm do that much damage on a Leopard. And a side shot there. So we actually do hold our own against 2 people. Surprisingly. Well, let's go into neutral mode. Lots and lots of tanks here. We immediately hit that guy with an RPG. Let's see if we manage to destroy one of them. Nope, we fall back. Oh, we did hit another one though. Leopard 1A1 over there. One tapped by, I'm thinking, the Forgot M. Because that ATGM was very slow. But yeah. With that amount of units, there isn't really much we can do. So we decide to fall back from that position. So we did buy a command just in case Pazuzu loses that area again or loses his command. We have to keep that. But yeah, these grads are now kind of just draining supplies, which is not great. I did have to call in my own supply trucks for my Uragans. And we do have a Gyatsint now. The Gyat. We have the Gyatsint, boys. I'm sorry, but that's just how you spell it. Gyatsint. I'm sorry, look, it's not me, man. It's not me saying it. Now, Captain Price does send an Mi-24K, of which I am very grateful. But there is a Tunguska. Is it a Tunguska or a PVAT? Tunguska. Did I say Tunguska? It's Gepards, Flak Panzers. That luckily didn't do that much damage. Do we have the Conquerors firing away at the M1 IP? We managed to get a hit on him. Didn't really stun him though, so we're gonna lose that guy. Yeah, that sucks. And that Mi-24 is definitely not happy. Oh. Oh, he managed to get away. And he's gonna supply at the Mi-26. That's great. Like, actually, that's good. Ooh, BMP-1. Man, I am really liking these Malyutkas and the Forgot ATGMs. They're really, really good. Super effective units. Like, 45 points. That took out... what was it, Bradley? That's a Bradley dead. So I do mark the middle again to kind of put his attention there, because he just bought 4 more mortars. And I was typing in chat that we need to just smoke and shove a CV in. But obviously that is going to be more difficult than I thought, because I didn't really know they had all this unit. Like all of these units there. Kinda crazy. Kinda crazy. Oof. Yikes. This was probably my most painful loss this game. Like, 2 manpads and a Conquerors team just like that. That kinda hurt. So we do these probing attacks, as I like to call them, to try to dislodge whatever they have going on there. So 2A3 is spotted. We have a T64 1v1ing him. We try to move this other guy in, but there was unfortunately more than just a Leopard 2A3. So we decided to fall back, which was right on time. So once again, a giant, like, I don't even know what to call this, a seed and a fighter combo going all over our AA. So we decide to just turn on the Bucks. We get 1 hit, 2 hits on them. We finally take out that seaplane. But there's now a tornado in our base. And that is probably going to be a little bit too high now to take out. Yeah. So I wonder if that actually managed to destroy anything. Oh yeah, that did some damage. That's pretty good. Ooh. Okay. That actually did pretty good. I didn't expect that to hit anything. So we do try once again to push up. Mainly because it kind of calmed down. I don't know what they have. I don't know if they did get more reinforcements, but upon seeing that once again, that told me that, yep, it's 2 people again, because I see German and American tanks. And that is just not good news. So we cancel this attack. Completely. Good thing is though, right side is now firmly in our control, middle is not. Left side is still under control. I wouldn't say firmly. But we do have a pretty good position there. But here's a renewed push by Moe. And I know they have AA, but this is about survival at this point. So I call in all of my helis, in the hopes of stopping whatever we can, destroy as much as we can, before the Gepards destroy us. So I'm trying to just take care of all the infantry here, stun these tanks. They're now falling back. The command tank is now in the zone, almost. But yeah, we're just trying to keep them away. So we do destroy the fire teams, which is good. That's really, really good. We destroyed Engineer Flash before they get into these buildings, which helps us to keep that area ours to garrison. And the Conquerors does get a hit on that, so actually that was not too bad. But the M1IP command manages to get his big toe into the zone. We do get a couple hits on him. We move up to T64 in the hopes that we can actually destroy that before it fully caps, but unfortunately we cannot. But don't worry, we bought more commands. There's many more commands on the way. So we have a couple of UAZs coming, a T64 BV command as well. Don't know why this guy's taking the off-road. Kinda weird. Now we do get a hit on him, but he's gonna get a hit on us. Oh, he's on 1 HP. But hey, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad. So, middle, I mean, hey, surprisingly, price has moved up a bit. But there's not a single recon unit on the front line. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, no, there's one. My apologies. So we don't really see what they have here, which kind of is weird. I was expecting to maybe spot a couple of those units there, you know? I don't know why buildings give you that much cover when you have a recon up their face. But I do also understand it, otherwise urban warfare would just be very difficult in this game if they can spot everything you have. So NATO is still +2, mainly due to this. That gives them 2 points, so if we neutralize that, you know, we will be +1 again, I think? I don't know how that makes sense, but yeah, when we capture this, we actually start leading. I don't think it's +2 when we capture it. Well, mathematically it should be, but I remember it just being +1 for a lot of the time. Maybe it was when this one was contested, or at some point we contest the middle or something. But yeah, mathematically we'll be +2 when we capture this again. Simple math, okay? Simple math. So our commands have reached the front line. We have 2 of these UAZs. We have another T-64. This guy is taking a long route, which is fine. Sometimes they do that. I'm pretty sure I didn't like right-click with this guy. But we do have artillery now. And we doink that command immediately. This is our Gyatsynt firing away. Because we have a line of sight. We're not in neutral mode. It's thanks to these guys here. I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, that does a good amount of damage. 1 tank destroyed, the other ones are messed up. We just need like 1 good hit on these. But most of them unfortunately miss. But yeah, they're hurt, so they're gonna have to fall back and repair. There we go. So command has been shoved in. 2 of them actually, just in case. So now it's neutral, and with that we're gonna be +2. And we're gonna be gaining points again. Look at that. 50 minutes left for victory. Game is done in 24. So we are really just doing our best and just hold this ground down, dude. Trying to really not lose it. I'm not quite sure what happened most of the time on the right, but Pazuzu somehow... Man, he had so many kills on that side. I wonder if it was mainly like planes or something. Oh man, that was a fast ATGM. Jesus. Was that the Kokon? I think so, yeah. I do like this position here. So, the manpads here are definitely being a problem for the opponent, because if they fly over here and bomb this, we're gonna have a lot of manpads flying away at them. And as you can see, we're really going for a defensive position here. So we have our Ras-Cal teams, we have our tanks here, we have another tank here just waiting. We're getting another tank just to chill around the zone. We got a Tungushka now. And yeah, everything we're buying here, just more tank commands. Whatever we can. These were, I think, our last units that we had. We literally ran out of units to buy at some point. I don't think we're there yet, but I believe the last 5 minutes of the game we had nothing left. So once again, a seaplane flying over infrared, which is a great idea. I think he just killed a lot of planes, I'm guessing. Oof. Bow 105 getting doinked by the Mchl there. Very nice. Takes away their recon capabilities. Oh yeah, now it's kind of a game for longevity here. Just whoever keeps their units alive the most wins, because, well, especially for us, we are out of supplies, and the enemy has 2 FOBs. Not just 1, but 2. That is not even close to being drained, and that is halfway. So if this game lasted any longer, we would have probably not won. Unless they also ran out of units, that is. So the BMP-1 here being fired out by the M1IP, we immediately fall back with that thing. And just like that, with a 73mm, we doink that Spartan. I immediately marked his position because that is a big grouping again of armor and chaparrals that needs to go. So we get our big artillery ready to go on that. I was hoping for anyone to have other artillery, but that's all out of ammo. Yeah, there's just nothing. Just one RD piece and a dream. So we're really going for it. Let's see what kind of damage that does. The Gyatsynt is really good. That's a big old cannon. 152 mil. Yeah. If I had both of those, we would have done, obviously, much more damage than with just this guy. But, hey, whatever works to dislodge these guys, right? So we do get a good hit on both chaparrals there. One of them is routed. Do we manage to destroy one? Maybe with that last shot right there? Yes, we do. So that's at least a chaparral taken out. And one kind of pissed off. And here's their big push. So we got about 11 minutes left for victory. We have our units in defensive position here. Most of them are commands, to be honest. So we got 1, 2, 3 command tanks. We have a command UAZ outside, one command UAZ hidden behind the building. We keep that in our hands in case they do contest it somehow. But I don't think they have a command unit here, do they? Doesn't look like it, no. So bombing run, a couple of them on the left, taking out our recon units. Hey, that's, you know what, that's fine. That's 2 planes out of commission now. And here we go, the tank horde comes in, M1 IPs. I wasn't too worried about this yet, because one of them is already on 1 HP. One is dead. We took some damage. We have a lot of AT gems firing away at them as well. Unfortunately, most of our AT gems aren't really hitting that well. Another M1 IP almost destroyed. I think I forgot to micro this guy here. But we do lose one tank. Oh, nice AT gem hit finally. Yeah, quite a intense fight here. These tanks are just holding down the line. To get it with these, using the AT gems on those, we do quite a good amount of damage. Yeah, but there's just simply too many tanks. But I need to hold this. We have 4 minutes left for victory. I cannot back off now. Man, that only does 1 damage. That is so sad. We have F111 Clussy coming up. Going for the T64BV. The command, that is. We narrowly avoid that, which is very important because they do have a command that is trying to get in there. There we go, we finally destroyed that seaplane. And we managed to destroy the second one as well. These guys are finally doing some work. One of them is finally upfetted as well. But with that, they are gonna be taking over this zone. So middle, we actually briefly captured this. Captain Price finally moved in and did what I suggested, which was to smoke the entire area and just shove a CV in, which thankfully he does, so we get a +4 for a little bit, which is great since we're not in control of the left side here. So another cluster bomber destroyed, another seaplane flying over our Tunguska. That's gonna do quite a lot of damage, and we take it out with one of our MiG-21 BIS fighters. So having taken out the main bulk there that moved in, we decide to immediately shove our CV back in there. This command tank is fully repaired. Their tanks are kind of hurt, but there's 2 Leopard 2A3s there, so we're still kind of 1v2ing at this point. Which definitely isn't great for our health. But here we go, our last infantry. That is literally the last infantry that we have. We have called out everything at this point that we have on our deck. There is nothing left to purchase. Now I did see the command unit moving into that building, so we get our Gyatsynt on that. We destroy that immediately, which was really good. But we don't actually have a line of sight on that. I just saw this guy move back towards this building. So we just preemptively fired on that. Because where else would you go with that command? But these two Abrams are unfortunately at the right place, right time, so they do take out that command UAZ. But we have our command tank moving in, and our two tanks here managed to destroy that Abrams, so that is really good, and this guy can now take over the zone again. And that is going to give us a +2. Now middle is now fully capped back by NATO, but hey, that gave us a, you know, a good burst in points. And just like that, we're +2 again. And 6 minutes left for victory. So if we just hold for 6 minutes, we win. Let's go back into neutral mode. Is there any command unit? Yep, there's one there, another one here. There is no command tank. So it's those two guys that are left. 2 command infantry squads. We do stay on the move though. We don't want to lose our tanks, that's for sure. As you can see, we just start buying the rest of our units. We bought 4 more fighters. And we just start blasting. 5 minutes left for victory right there. Go into neutral mode. T-64 just clapping away. I wonder what our artillery is firing at now. Okay, where the air cav was. Yeah, it was, my job would have been a lot easier if I didn't forget our supplies. That kind of hurt us real bad. Artillery doing a surprisingly good work there. Wow, we actually get that air cav. But yeah, the MiG-21 Bisses, absolute waste of units. Probably good against helis, but man. Other than that, terrible. Look at that. Terrible units. I might remove 1 card of fighters from this deck, to be very honest with you guys. Just keep the MiG-31s. Maybe just one, yeah, just 1 card to fight helis with. But other than that, no. Oof, man, look at that. Accurate fire. That is so close. So +2. We're now leading with 170 plus points, which means victory, so we gotta just hold what we have. Let's go into neutral mode now for this last bit. Look at the amount of units they have here. They're not pushing, which is good for us. I don't think I would have been able to hold off another big push by everything. So yeah, I'm actually not complaining at this point. I'm just trying to hold. Just hold. So Captain Price is moving up a couple units. This is me smoking this area. I was just hoping to shove a CV UAZ in there. But that Fallschirmjäger had some different ideas, so we do get side shot. That poor UAZ just does not manage. But yeah, our teammate Pazuzu on the right did really well. Just buying all the T80UDs you can and all the BMPs. Just fill this place up. But his help would have been quite useful in the middle, to say the least. And I wonder where the fuck Captain Price was the entire time. He was floating way too many fucking points. This actually pisses me off more than it should. Holy shit. Guys, if you're playing a match and you're floating points, look at yourself in the mirror, okay? And just ask yourself, why am I being useless to my teammates? Okay? Spend your points. You're not gonna... Listen very carefully to me. Increase your volume right now. You're not taking those points with you to the next game, okay? And this isn't even about points anymore. This is about everything in life. Spend your money, damn it. Like, I'm out here busting my nuts while my dude is sitting on at least 4,000 points, which he decides to move in a cluster, which just means one thing: it's gonna get bombed. But my god, does it look cool though. Yep, there's a bomber. Called it. Man. Luckily we're almost done though. 1 minute left. There comes the Clussy. Luckily the cluster misses most of Captain Price's vehicles. It will piss off some of that infantry for sure. But my god. That push should have come like 35 minutes ago. Not even exaggerating on that one. And at that point the guy on the right side decides to call it. Everything there gets bombed because there's absolutely no AA. 2 Tors that are actually in a good position here. This is exactly where you want to hold Tors, but I don't think in WARNO it works that well because you kind of still need a good clear line of sight to the plane. But in Broken Arrow that works really well. It's beautiful. So that Fallschirmjäger is getting the hell out of there. The zone did get kind of neutralized-ish, so we are +4. Luckily there's only 5 seconds left. Yeah, that, now that I look back at this replay, that kind of pissed me off there. My god. It was basically a 2 versus 3 that entire game. Captain Price didn't do anything. 2,000 kills? Man, I'm sorry for focusing too much on Captain Price, but goddamn, brother. You gotta use your units, man. If you're watching, please. Spend your points. Spend your points. You're pretty good level as well. You know, you're not bad. You got a lot of units or hours in. Spend your points. But yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, our Jaeger teams did really well. Jurgen, really not so much. Our tanks definitely saved the day there. Tunguska did nice. Wow, that was actually pretty good. Our Igla got 3 planes. Jeez, it must have been the one on the left. But yeah, the Bucks, they did just not do it for me. So I'm gonna go to this deck, right meow, and we're gonna make some adjustments. So we're gonna upvet both of those, and just put a command next to them to upvet them even more. Okay, because man, on Lowe's veterancy, they are just terrible. So we're gonna just put them next together, put a command next to them, and just go with that. Now we have an Mi-26 and a FOB, but we kind of need it for all the artillery that we have. And I kind of want another card of artillery, believe it or not. I really, really want another card of artillery. Man, I might honestly remove one of these helis. I'm gonna keep the escort Mi-8s in there because we actually have, you know, some infrared. Only 2 of them, but hey, you know what? They can be useful. Yeah, and I'm gonna get some more artillery. I'm thinking, look, the Gwastikas can actually be really good. I'm gonna get 3 of those. Jurgen, always nice to have against a big clump, but the Gwastikas on the front line, man, they will tear shit up. Now the 152mm will do even more than that. But yeah, they're not self-propelled, so it'll just give you a lot of headache. So I'm gonna go for the Gwastikas. But that was a lot of fun, guys. I do hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please do let me know. And I will see you guys back soon. Take care.